Two books that started me up in life: The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason and Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Those were amazing books that started me up in life with respect to my journey on wealth creation. Today I'm going to be sharing with you principles I learned from the book The Richest Man in Babylon. It has basic financial principles that if you apply to your life consistently has the capacity to change your life forever. Now, there are underlying basic principles that once you apply to your life, everything that you want with respect to your finances will totally turn around. So the book started, I'm going to give you from the introduction down. The book The Richest Man in Babylon started from a story about three persons, three major characters. We have Bansa, we have Akkad, and we have the other guy, which is Kobe. Akkad, A-R-K-A-D, was the richest man in Babylon. He owned cattle, he owned sheep, he owns lands, he owns slaves, he owns gold, silver, copper, all type of currencies. He was exactly the richest man in Babylon. But what was so different about this man was because of his thinking. He was a man of wisdom because of what he went through. So the story started with Bansel. Who was Bansel? Bansel was a chariot builder. So in those days, in Egyptian days, the Babylonian days, they moved with chariots, not like now that we have vehicles, we have aeroplanes, we have different means of transportation. So what they used then was slaves, donkey, they used chariots. So Bansel was a chariot builder. He helps to build chariots and he gets some income from his work. But that was not enough for him. That was not enough to take care of his wife. That was not enough to take care of his family. That was not enough to even do the minimum things in life. He was not able to do that. So he was so dissatisfied and so uncomfortable about his life. So the third person there was Kobe. Kobe was a musician, so he plays a particular instrument for people to actually use. So he will come and he will start playing instrument, then you drop a copper for him or you drop a silver, whichever one that pleases you, you're going to drop it for him. So he plays for the king and everybody, you know, all these people that you see that will stay on the road and they'll start playing musical instruments. So that was Kobe. So Kobe was a friend of Bansel, the chariot builder. So I want to start first of all with these three major persons because they gave us an introduction to the first principles and the first law of the richest man in Babylon, the basic financial principle. So Bansel, the chariot builder, was sitting in his shop one day. He had a lot of work he would do, but he was so dissatisfied because of what he was actually doing. What he was actually doing was not producing enough funds from him. He wanted to be like this richest man that usually walks around the states, that usually has money, that has a lot of things. He wants to be like that person. So his desire for wealth started. He started being hungry. He started being uncomfortable with where he was. So one day, because of his dissatisfaction, he was just sitting in his shop and his hands was just on top of his hands like this, like someone that was sad or someone that lost a particular child in his house. He was so disappointed. So his friend Kobe was a musician, so his friend gallantly walked up to him and said, my friend, this one you have a lot of work that you are doing and you're just sitting down idle, you're not doing anything. Bansel was like, my friend, I'm tired of my situation. I can't even boast of buying a clothes for my wife. I can't even boast of giving my children what they want. I can't even boast of my wallet. They call it purse. my purse being heavy, my wallet, there is no money. If I work these little things, all this, I will struggle, work hard, but I still have little funds to show for it. Before the end of the day, before the end of the month, there is nothing to show. In fact, how many heads does Akkad or the richest people in this country have? So you can actually hear this is sincere desire to become wealthy. This is sincere desire to come out of that position he was. So his friend Kobe was like, but you've been enjoying where you are. What made you to now start changing your mind? Why did you change your mind? Why? What happened? He said, no, that I had a dream. I had a dream that one day I was sitting where I was, like in my house, and I could provide for my family. I could get the best clothes for my wife. My wife was looking more beautiful. My children, they were looking more beautiful. My pockets, my bank accounts, they were looking more beautiful. I didn't have to work. When I walk on the road, I give out money. I give out money to slaves. I give out money to people. I help a lot of persons. And he was like, in that dream, that's the kind of person that he wants to be. Not this person trying to work long term and still has nothing to show for it. So he was very dissatisfied. So Kobe was like, but you haven't come to this point like this. You haven't shown this kind of desire, this type of dissatisfaction on your situation. He was like, no, this has to end. This really has to end. So Kobe was like, wow, what you're saying is true. I can see how the rich people in this country, he now gave an example of Akkad. Akkad was the richest man in Babylon, and he was also one of the wisest then in Babylon. He was like, can we go to the person that is creating this wealth, like someone that has the money, so he can actually teach us? Anyway, he usually come here to repair some of his chariots. I usually see him. He usually drops some tips for me when I sing song for him. So can we go to him and ask him, how did you really made this money? How did you really made this money? That was the decision both of them came together to make. So Bansel and Kobe now agreed that they are going to meet Akkad, who was the richest man in Babylon as of that time, that they are going to go and seek wisdom from him. They are going to check out what really made him successful. We are going to ask him a question that, what were the basic financial principles? What did you do correctly that made you to be wealthy? So from what this story I just explained now, I'm going to share some principles that you have to understand for wealth creation. Before you will be successful in life, the first thing that must be evident in your life is strong desire to be wealthy, strong desire to be extraordinary in life, not a mediocre. You must be very uncomfortable with where you are currently, in as much as you are earning a little, or your situation is perceived okay, but is that enough? Is it the kind of life you really want? Bansel was a chariot builder. He was actually building chariots, helping, was getting some money, but he knew that if he continued that kind of lifestyle, his family is going to end up poor in life. His children is going to repeat the same cycle. So he became dissatisfied with where he was. He said, no, enough is enough. Enough is enough. I am tired of this life. That desire came into him, and he was like, I'm going to change things. He became dissatisfied. Are you watching me today and you are looking at yourself and say, but this is not where I'm supposed to be? My life is far bigger than this. My life is far bigger than where I am. That was one of the lessons that skyrocketed my thinking. I said the first principle is your sincere desire to create wealth, if not for anything for your family, if not for anything for your children, if not for anything for your extended family, your country, your community, if not for anything your country, if not for anything to elevate yourself as a man, to elevate yourself as a woman, and say, yes, I can actually take care of myself, come rain, come shine. That was a sincere desire to create wealth. He was uncomfortable. And secondly, it was his vision. It was clear to him. Number two is he has a clear vision. He told his friend Kobe, he said, my friend, I can see myself with a heavy pocket, taking care of my wife. My wife was very comfortable. My children, they are very comfortable. My businesses, they are going far, and I'm doing very well. So he saw that picture of who he wants to become. Have you seen the picture of who you want to become? That's the question I'm asking you today. Have you seen that picture of who you really want to become in life? Number one is that desire to say, no, I'm tired of this level. I must do something about my life. I must do something about my life. Once you become dissatisfied and you start asking yourself, what should I do? Who should I go to? What am I supposed to change in my life? Is it my mindset? Is it my relationship, people around me? What am I supposed to change? That should be the question you're asking yourself. Now, so I'm showing you a blueprint for wealth creation, where it all starts. It all starts from the sincere desire that you want to create wealth. You want to create wealth. You want to be wealthy. You want to be rich. Some of you might not want to be, might not want too much money, but I'm telling you, it's very important in life. So I'm showing you a blueprint of what happened in the first chapter of The Richest Man in Babylon. This was like an introduction, and the first principle I picked was a sincere desire. Then the second principle I picked was clarity, vision. He knew that kind of person he wants to become. He knew the kind of person he wants to become. He saw a picture of who he wants to become. Have you seen the picture of who you want to become? You need to be very clear about it. Do you want to own businesses around the world? Do you want to become the top in your profession? Do you want to become the top in your business? Do you want to become top in your academics? You must see the person you want to become, and you must be very clear about it. So he saw it and he said, this is the kind of person, this is the kind of life I want to live. When he said that, the universe started attracting opportunities, started attracting conversations that will lead him to his destination. Bansa, after that day, he saw a clear vision of who he was and what he was supposed to be accomplishing. His whole life changed. Opportunities around him to make him that kind of picture he saw started coming. It started from the conversation he started having with his friend Kobe. So now the third thing was, after you've had this desire and you've had a very clear vision of who you want to be, the third thing they did was they started asking the question, who has achieved what we want to achieve? That's the question you need to ask. Who has achieved what you want to achieve? Where is the person? The person might be online, the person might be physical, the person might be somewhere, but what you want in life, somebody has already achieved it. You have to ask that critical question, who has achieved? So they said, we want to live this kind of life Akkad is living, but we want to know what he went through. We want to know what decisions he's making. We want to know the mindset that is powering him to not just become wealthy, but to stay wealthy. So what did they do? They agreed on going to visit him. Please, if this what I'm saying is adding value and you're getting some clarity in your life, please feel free to like and share to a lot of persons so they can actually get what I'm saying. Once they get it right, these first 3 steps, once they get it right in these first 3 steps, because you must have a hunger, a sincere hunger for wealth creation. You must have a sincere hunger to be rich. It is not greed, it is sincere hunger to be uncomfortable with where you are. I know you're working in a nice job, or you are working a small job, or whatever, but you must say, Lord, or you must say, I don't want to be where I am. I want to make progress. And when you have that sincere hunger to say, what should I do now? You see things start changing. The universe will start attracting people, relationships, conversations to change you. Number 2 is clarity. Then number 3, you need to ask, who has achieved what you want to achieve? Where is the person? How can I relate? So when both of them agreed to go and see the richest man in Babylon, they said, we are going to meet him. We are not just going to go alone, but we are going to go with our friends to meet him. Once we meet him, we want to ask him what made him to achieve what he is achieving now. So in the next episode, I'm going to be telling you all Akkad told them that was a secret to him being wealthy. And I want you, if you've not watched it, you should go and watch that video. I'm going to be telling you what Akkad did. The 3 major principles, that's the foundation for wealth creation. I started applying this principle when I was 15, and I was able to create a sustainable amount of income that helped me in various areas in my life, and those investments I did transformed my life forever. And I told myself that I'm going to share it with a lot of persons that are ready and that are willing to apply these principles that Akkad, the richest man in Babylon, shared with Bansa, Kobe, and his friends he came along with. That's what I'm going to be sharing with you in the next episode. So if you've not watched it, go to the next episode and watch. So please feel free, like and share. Or the best way to learn something is to listen to it over and over and over again. I'm going to just run it down. Simple. The first is sincere desire and hunger. The second is clarity. You must be clear. You must see yourself, the vision of what you want, where you're going. Then the third is asking the right questions. Who has achieved what you want to achieve? Once you get that clarity, you're up for it. Feel free to like, share. Whether you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching it on TikTok, you're watching it on Telegram, you're watching it on Facebook, wherever you're watching it from, just know that you can take charge of your life. You can take total charge of your life financially. That's why I'm here to help you. Discover yourself, discover your ability to earn, and take total charge. Not you be mediocre, but you be consistently wealthy, consistently over time, back to back, and you'll be able to maintain your wealth. So that's what the richest man is. I'm trying to break it down for a lot of us that might not have that time to go through the whole thing, because the book was written in Old King James language. So I'm trying to break it down so you understand the major principles in this book. I believe that I've been able to add value to your life sustainably. So feel free to like, share, and comment wherever that touched you in this video. Feel free. So thank you so much. You can check out other videos. I'm releasing incredible value to help you specifically create wealth and become a better person. What I teach is for you to sustainably create this wealth and hold it over a long time. That's why I want to help a lot of you to achieve. So thank you so much. I'm Henry Obikwe. I'm a wealth coach. I'm the best, and I'm going to help you achieve your goals financially. Take good care of yourself. Till I see you next time.